Hello everyone. I welcome all of you on this massive open online course, and today I will cover the topic metamorphic differentiation. The term metamorphic differentiation was introduced by Stilwell in 1918 to cover collectively the various processes by which contrasted mineral assemblages developed from an initially uniform parent rocks in solid state. During metasomatism, metamorphic differentiation is generally regarded as a result of differential migration of ions or atoms of metamorphic system through short distance under the influence of local gradients in the chemical potential. These gradients in the rocks are created by five main factors. First, differences in temperature. Second, differences in pressure or non-hydrostatic stress as between rocks and open fissures. Third, differences in the chemical composition of the minerals. And fourth, differences in the size of the minerals. And fifth, differences in the surroundings millions. During metamorphic differentiation, every chemical species in a rock will try to reach a place where it actively in low potential. This fundamental law has been especially emphasized by Ramberg as follows: dispersion of minerals at places where the activities are great, migration of the dispersed atoms towards places where the activity is less, and consolidation there constitutes the fundamental process in metasomatism and metamorphic differentiation. The mechanism of migration of different chemical species, ions, atoms, or molecules is highly debatable. They are, however, generally considered to disperse or diffuse in the intergranular film through crystal lattice mosaic features. It should be borne in mind that a metamorphic differentiation does not include differentiation by flowing liquids or bodily movement of solid particles. Whatever may be ions or atom diffuse, Ascola in 1932 drew attention to the petrogenetic importance of metamorphic differentiation and discussed in detail the chemical principle involved under four headings: concretion principle, secretion, enrichment in most suitable constituents, and solution principle. Concretion principle. The principle explains the growth of large porphyroblasts and crystalline aggregates of certain minerals, garnet, feldspar, cordierite, etc., developed in a variety of metamorphic rocks. From the occurrences of a small crystalloblast of magniferous garnet serpentine with 25 weight% MnO in a low-grade schist of New Zealand, which contain an amount of MnO equivalent to that present in a sphere of schist of about 1.4 millimeter radius. Turner in 1948 computed that diffusion of Mn occurred through a distance of 1 to 2 millimeter. Concretion may have different composition. For example, quartz concretion in low-grade peltic schist, calcareous concretion in marls and low-grade impure sediments. Certain concretion also contain quartz plus feldspar, and as such, the concretion pegmatites as small bodies with biotite slaves are found in niches. secretion principle. The growth mechanism in this process is opposite to the growth of concretion that proceed from the center of the spheroids outside. Cavities, open cracks or fissures in the rocks are found by shear and tears. This result into the mechanical pressure gradients, which in turn creates corresponding gradients in the chemical activities of the rock constituents. The mobile constituents will migrate towards the low pressure zone, for example, cracks or fissures, and then consolidates in a new minerals. This process may account for some pegmatites which have zonal structures, as in southern Norway described by Anderson in 1932, where the pegmatites are so to say ductile bodies. Reeder in 1934 and Chapman in 1952 regarded quartz veins in metamorphic rocks as product of secretion. In figure, the origin of quartz vein in quartz kyanite stolite mica schist is explained. The immediate contact of the veins with the country rock is a concentration of kyanite and stolites and development of quartz vein. This suggests that quartz have migrated from the zone, leach zone, adjoining the cracks new occupied by quartz vein. Chemical analysis of the rocks from veins, contact zones and the country rocks shows an enrichment of Al2O3 and more improvisation of SiO2. The leach out zone with concentration of kyanite and stolite is almost devoid of quartz, since SiO2 migrated towards these cracks. Principle of enrichment in the most suitable constituents. During progressive metamorphism, or if two chemically incompatible rocks are brought together in contact, various minerals will become stable. A good examples can be cited from vinite or veneous migmatites, which quartz feldspar have separated out from original metamorphic schist. As a result, the residue becomes rich in FeMg minerals like cordierite, biotite, garnet and iron oxide with or without selimanite. The development of biotite at the contact of muscovite schist and amphibolite is also an example of the enrichment in most suitable constituents. In skarn rocks, the effect of local or zonal enrichment in most stable constituent is frequently seen for geochemical migration and metasomatic exchange in rocks. The principle of enrichment in the most suitable constituent is of great importance. This process often operates in combination with solution principle. Enrichment of garnet around a folded inclusion of limestone in granite is an example shown in figure is taken from Birth in 1962. The garnet still represent an enormous concentration of iron. Solution principle. According to this principle, the most soluble, that is most unstable minerals or mineral association are dissolved and move away to environments in which they are stable. Large rock masses are changed chemically by the removal of certain soluble constituents. For example, all basic igneous rocks and also amphibolites of similar composition commonly loses calcium oxide if they recrystallize in a low temperature phases. In oceanic basalt, plagioclase altered to albite and epidote, forming spelite. Similarly, amphibolite hornblende plagioclase rocks changes into a low temperature green schist. In the same manner, the expulsion of CO2 during metamorphism of impure dolomitic limestone may be regarded as a removal of the most soluble components. This CO2 at other places may become less mobile under different physicochemical conditions and crystallize as calcite porphyroblast and calcite quartz vein in certain low-grade schist. Thank you very much.